Good morning, and thank you for being a part of our Sunday morning gatherings here at the Hub City Vineyard and taking the next step to be a part of Start With Why. My name's Chris, and I'm the lead pastor here at the Hub City Vineyard, and my family and I launched this church 14 years ago. It seems like forever, but it's amazing what God does when you take a step of faith. By you simply being a part of this class, you are taking a step of faith and beginning a journey that I believe God is leading you to do amazing things. After moving back from Syracuse, my family and I, with 12 other people, felt God's call, and here we are, being a part of God's journey. He has called us to reach people that typically don't connect or go to church, because believe it or not, I was one of them. I grew up in a small Episcopalian church in Smithsburg, Maryland. I was an acolyte and served from the time that I was 4 years old. However, once starting high school, I didn't really know what it meant to be in a relationship with Jesus or to follow God. And many of my friends and I made some choices that weren't healthy. By my senior year in high school, I found myself in alcohol and drug addiction, and that led to me becoming a freshman in college. I was actually an excellent athlete while in high school, earning a baseball scholarship to Elon College down in North Carolina. I only lasted 2 years, though, because the partying, the alcohol, the drugs got the best of me. Upon finding my way back home here in Hagerstown, I was a server at many different restaurants. However, at Red Lobster, where I was serving for many years, I met this young lady who started working with me, and her name was Jessica, and she shared with me one evening while we were sorting silverware that she wanted to be a missionary, a term to me that was very foreign. I didn't understand what a missionary was, and I asked her to tell me about it, and she said she just wanted to go all around the world and tell people about Jesus, to which I said, "Wow, that sounds exciting. Tell me more." Fast forward, within 6 months, I was a part of the local church that she was in, had given myself to Jesus, and found myself totally transformed, a different person. God's call was on my life. Jess and I were married within 2 years, and we began to launch a youth group in our small one-bedroom apartment in West Virginia that quickly grew to 30 and 40 kids, and I found myself, though I graduated with an elementary education degree, as a pastor at a local church here in Hagerstown, pastoring kids and teens. From that local church, I went to Syracuse, New York, where I became a part of the Vineyard. What is the Vineyard, you ask? Well, it's a community of churches. A community of churches of 600 of us all around the nation, more than 2,000 worldwide. And we're a come as you are movement, meaning come as you are. Be yourself and allow God to do the rest. Just like I said, I served there for 4.5 years, and God called me home, back here to the tri-state area, to Hagerstown, to launch this church. We began by simply having small groups. Jess would do a women's group, I would do a men's group, and those groups became a Saturday evening gathering where we had church in our living room. Though it doesn't seem possible, we did, and that went from 20 to 30 to 60 people, to which God called us outward, and we began to meet at the Red Cross Community Room and E. Russell Hicks Middle School. We found a building on Bower Avenue, which is right off Virginia Avenue, and after many years, we took over the whole complex. Now we're on Oak Ridge Drive, and we're excited about this new property, this new building that God has given us, and all that He's going to do through us. What I want you to hear about this journey is this: God called me to take a step of faith to plant this church, to reach people that typically don't go to church. Maybe that's you. Maybe it isn't you. Maybe you've been in church all of your life. But my challenge to you is this: what is God calling you to do? See, yeah, we're glad you're a part of Start With Why, but we want to ask you, what can you do for God in this tri-state area? Because we believe that God is calling you to partner with us. Not just be a part of our church, but partner with us. It might start with serving on our hospitality team, or serving in our children's ring, or being a part of our youth ministry, or being a part of our softball teams. Who knows? But I know that God has a plan for your life. And his desire is that you impact your sphere of influence and make a difference right here in the tri-state area and all around the world. It's a ripple effect that starts by just simply pointing people to Jesus. So as you continue with us this morning, hearing the rest of our Start With Why material, my challenge to you is this. Open your ears to God's voice. He desires that you make a difference in this tri-state area and all around the world. And I believe he's calling you to do so. Will you answer that call? Because this church is here to partner with you to do just that. So no matter where you are in a relationship with God, I invite you to join us, to be a part of our community of faith and see all that God wants to do in your life. Again, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of Start With Why. My prayer is that you learn a little bit more about our community of faith, but more importantly, you hear God's voice and God's call on your life.